muscles are here, but on half of the model on the left side, they have cut and reflected or peeled back the superficial muscles so we can see some of the deeper muscles. On the previous model, we saw the frontalis muscle and the epicranial aponeurosis. We saw the orbicularis oculi, part of the zygomaticus major. We saw the orbicularis oris. Over here on one side, we actually see the masseter muscle, and a piece of the buccinator is running deep to all of this. And actually, on the opposite side, if I rotate them a little bit, you see the buccinator here. And then this muscle is called the temporalis muscle. We can only see him on the larger mannequin because there's another muscle called the temporoparietalis, which has been peeled and reflected to show us the temporalis muscle. Again, at his neck, we can see down here the sternocleidomastoid. It's a very large muscle that runs from the sternum and the clavicle up to the mastoid process. I'm going to move over here and show you the larger breastplate. We tend to test on this one a little bit more, simply because some of the muscles are easier to see. On the right side of the model are the superficial muscles. On the left side of the model, we have the deeper muscles. The superficial muscles have been cut and reflected. For example, here you see the pectoralis major. Over here is the pectoralis minor. But then that exposes the ribs and the muscles that run between the ribs. If the muscle fibers run up and in this way, where the fibers are literally running up towards the midline, those are called the internal obliques. And then these smaller muscles that run up and out right here would be called the external obliques. If I look down here at the belly, I can see the rectus abdominus on one side is nice and clean and clear. On the other side, it looks like it has a gray film over it. This is the tendon called the rectus sheath that connects from the external obliques. This muscle here would be the external oblique. There's the rectus sheath. And then this long line right down the center is the linea alba. Here you see the rectus abdominus on this side underneath the rectus sheath. With the external obliques removed, we see these muscles that run up and in called the internal obliques or the internal abdominal obliques. If I flip the model over, I can see the transverse abdominus running across here. And finally, on either side, I see this series of muscles that look like they have teeth. This is called the serratus anterior. And on the other side, you can see the serratus anterior literally connects to the ribs and helps lift the ribs when we breathe.